I know your car is red, lady, but you don't excuse you parking in front of a fire station, said the man in the slightly grubby overalls. The day had started out well, so I guess I was complacent. Never a good way to be when you do what I do. Wednesday morning and the sun was out even though it wasn't supposed to be. I missed that warning as well. The eggs were perfect and my sons and husband didn't complain about their breakfast. Another warning slid by. The universe was trying to warn me, but I was too full of myself to notice. This was to be a payday. My assignment had gone well, time had passed, and the client had paid Barry, and now it was my turn. I received a postcard. Your friends at the Rising Sun miss you. Barry believes in security, and this was his way of showing it. I've tried to convince him that a pay-as-you-go phone was the modern-day equivalent of a dead drop, but he's having nothing of it. Old habits die hard. Boris looked across the bar at me as I walked in, and I thought he winked at me, but Barry explained, conjunctivitis. Can't he get drops for that? It weirded me out thinking Boris was winking at me. I liked the bloke, but winking at me is a bridge too far, I said. Barry was sitting at his usual table, and the chair with a bullet hole in it was nowhere to be seen. Has Boris been rearranging the chairs again? I asked. Yep, every 3 months. He's a methodical bugger, said Barry. Barry had explained Boris's reasons to me before, but I didn't want to go there again. I had nightmares for days the last time he mentioned it. The client was very happy and the shopping bag is very heavy, said Barry as he pushed the double-wrapped supermarket bag across the table to me. What are you going to do when the ban on plastic supermarket bags comes in? I asked. No worries. I got a cupboard full stuffed with them. My mother never threw anything out. It was strange to think of Barry having a mother. I stood up to go and I gathered the bag of money. It was bulky and heavy. As I remembered it, the job didn't seem like it was that big a deal, so why was the client parting with so much cash? My tummy felt uneasy and still I didn't take notice. Typically, I parked the car a few streets over and walked the final distance to the pub, but my usual caution had given way to overconfidence. I parked in the pub car park. It seemed more convenient, which it was. My little red car had recently been washed and polished. She stood out like a bright red sore thumb in a car park full of old, poorly maintained junkers. For some reason, I brought the small suitcase on wheels with me. I put the bulky bag of money in the suitcase and realized that I'd forgotten to take my little doll out of the suitcase. I felt badly for leaving her in there. She should be sitting on my bed where she always is when we are not working. I wanted to apologize to her, but I could not risk her answering me where Barry could hear her. She was my secret, my edge, and Barry must never find out. No one can ever discover her and her remarkable ability. I took her out and put the money in her place. At the last moment, I put her back in on top of the cash and whispered, "Sorry, we'll be home soon." She didn't answer, and I wheeled the bag out to the car after saying my goodbyes. Boris winked at me again, and I tried to smile. The bag bucked and jerked over the rough potholed surface of the car park. I pressed the key fob and my car beeped at me as it unlocked. I was trying to decide whether or not to put the bag in the boot or on the back seat. "Give me the bag and don't fuck around, it's loaded," said the scruffy young man with the long hair and the large gun. I recognized him from the Rising Sun. He had been watching Barry and me, but again I was too overconfident to see the danger. I hesitated, so he dug the gun deeper into my spine. I wasn't worried about the money, but my keeper of secrets was in that bag. I let go of the bag and he took a few steps back, keeping his eyes on me. All I could see was the barrel of the gun. "Don't follow me, I'll fuck you up," he said as he threw the bag onto his back seat and climbed behind the wheel of the dark sedan, parked 2 spaces down from mine.